Travel Diary by Alfred Bester. Originally published in a collection of the author's short stories entitled Starburst in 1958 and republished as such many, many times since. It was translated for several Russian, French, and German anthologies between 1967 and 1991. Read by Darrell T. Smith II for my channel Quasar Spectra. Travel Diary. By the end of the 22nd century, and at a cost of lives and money exceeding that of the final World War, communication between the planets of the solar system was finally established. History of Solar Cities. John W. Lackland. June 10th. Venus. Staying at the Excelsior. Everybody speaks English, so no trouble at all, but they simply have no idea how to make martinis. Nuisance. Went to that marvelous dressmaker Linda told me about. Bought 5 divine creations for practically peanuts. Tom said, "Exchange favors, us." I said, "What means?" Tom, "Our dollars buy more here than home." Self, "Then why can't buy 6 gowns?" Tom, "Doesn't favor us that much." But I notice he bought another camera. Pig. Ran into the Trumbulls and the Rogers. Took us to a marvelous bistro where Clyde Pippin from the old Key Club is playing. Love his songs. Love that man. Tom, too embarrassing, adding up check with pencil. It's true they all cheat us, but why can't he show them we don't give a Mars and Saturn next. Then Alpha Centaurus. Speed was the one barrier to practical communication with the planetary systems of the far stars. When faster-than-light propulsion was at last developed after centuries of research, it became possible to travel to the far stars within weeks rather than years. Development of galactic travel. Ezra Coder. July 19th. Alpha Centaurus. Staying at the Excelsior. Everybody speaks English, so no trouble at all, but can't drink the water. Nuisance. Went to that marvelous lace man Linda told me about. Bought 5 yards for practically peanuts. People here too dirty and positively amoral. Disgusting. And rude. Tom took pictures of some kind of silly ceremony. People began screaming at us. Tried to steal T's camera. Official came along and jabbered in broken English. "They say no more take, please. Break." Tom. "Break what?" Official. "Religious, sacred. No take, look-see. Break." Tom. "You get the nerve to tell me clowning is religion?" Official. "Yes, please." Pointing to camera. "Give, please. Must break, please." Tom. To me. "How about that for nerve? Give them my $400 camera to bust just because it's taken a few religious pictures." Self. "If it's good enough for Notre Dame, it's good enough for them." Tom gave them some money and we left. Ran into the Trumbulls and Rogers. Took them to a marvelous bistro where Clyde Pippin is playing now. Made me homesick to hear the old Key Club tunes. Love that man. Tom, too funny, pretending to be visiting dignitary. Said was famous senator from Saturn. Said was here investigating. Scared them all to death. Laugh? I thought I'd die. Beetlejuice next. Conflicting cultures brought about inevitable clashes which culminated in the Great Galactic War. Beetlejuice, bankrupt and desperate, attempted a costly and controversial experiment. The government was overthrown and a one-party business despotism established under the leadership of an economic dictator. The Political Economy of Space. Arthur Raskober. July 23rd. Beetlejuice. Staying at the Excelsior. Everybody speaks English, so very convenient. Can't understand talk about poverty and shortages here. Not true. Food marvelous. Plenty cream, butter, eggs, etc. here in hotel. Not true about unhappiness. All waiters, maids, etc. in hotel cheerful and smiling. And Modena certainly has made the planes run on time. Went to that marvelous beautician Linda told me about. Took all my courage in both hands and cut my hair. Très chic, but was afraid to show Tom. When he finally saw, furious. Said made me look like a ed foreigner. He'll get used to it. Ran into the Trumbolls and Rogers. We all went to a marvelous bistro where Clyde Pippin is playing. Love that man. After 2 months' travel, finally became cosmopolitan enough to introduce myself to him. Something would never have dared before. Now was tremendously poised. Said, Mr. Pippin admired you for 20 years. Ever since was child. He, thanks, honey. Self, always adored the way you sang Treetop. He, now that's Charlie Hoyt's number. I never sing it, honey. Self, well, I never asked Charlie Hoyt for his autograph, but I'm asking you. I was too sophisticated. Leave for Andromeda tomorrow. Very excited. Will be high spot of entire trip. Perhaps the most amazing incident in the course of the exploration of space was the discovery that time travel had already been developed in Andromeda. Permission for limited use by scientists, historians, and students was granted in 2754. The Exploration of Time. Stark Robinson. August 1st. Andromeda. Staying at the Excelsior. Everybody speaks English divinely. Tom and Self to authorities armed with letters from Chamber of Commerce, NAM, Senator Wilkins, and Joe Cates, whose nephew practically runs the State Department. We wanted time trip. They said no, not for tourists. Too expensive, only for study. Tom finally laid down the law, told a few lies, and made a few threats. They said yes. You have to be firm with these eggheads. Tom picked September 5th, 1665 in London. Self. Why? Tom. Because his date of great fire that destroyed London, always dreamed about, always wanted to see. Self. Don't be childish. A fire's a fire. Want to see Marie Antoinette's clothes. Tom. No, I swung it, so we see what I want. Selfish. Had to exchange money for 17th century money. Had to wear old 17th century clothes. Not properly cleaned, I thought. Almost didn't go. Was right. Fire is just a fire. But bought some heavenly silver and china and 10 place settings of divine flatware. Also tea set. Tom couldn't complain for once. He bought 6 swords and a helmet for the rumpus room decorations. Funniest thing about the trip is fact that we could hardly understand the people there. In 1665, they couldn't speak their own English. Next week, home. Faster-than-light speed while traveling through the universe produces a physical paradox. Although the traveler is conscious of the passage of time within the spaceship, subjective time, actually he is being transported so rapidly that the trip seems to have taken no time at all to the rest of the world, objective time. In other words, a spaceship leaves Andromeda on August 1st, bound for Earth. It is August 1st when the ship arrives. No time has elapsed in the universe, but on board the ship, traveling at faster-than-light speed, 7 days have elapsed. Paradoxes of Space Travel. Oliver Nielsen. August 20th. Home. Although is August 20th in this diary is actually only June 14th here on Earth. Can not get used to subjective and objective time, have been gone 3 months by our counting, but only 14 days by Earth's counting. Hate this. Makes me feel as if I'd never left home. Distributed all gifts we brought back. Linda was impasse. Insists, she told me, get her a shocking pink peignoir on Callisto, not powder blue. That's a damned lie, and she knows it. She can't wear shocking with her hair. Tom, furious, forgot to take lens cap off new camera when photographing Great Fire. All pictures blank. Now nobody believes he was important enough to wangle time trip. The Trumbolls and the Rogers called. Want us to get together and have reunion. Suggested the new Colony Club. Clyde Pippin there with his marvelous act. Dying to go, but had to refuse. Too exhausted. The universe is a great place to visit, but I'd sure hate to live there.